how you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? So, first of all, this theory is the best theory ever. That's it. Second of all, this kind of links with one of my theories that I had a long time ago. I was actually going to make a video about this a long time ago, but I decided not to do it. And this was about, I think, a good 4 or 5 months ago. And in a nutshell, I was hyping it up actually on Twitter and Discord as well, that I think that I finally found out who Luffy's mother was. And that was like during halfway through like Whole Cake Island and whatnot. And yeah, right now, with the revelations of the last chapter, my theory has changed a little bit, but it's still sort of in the same direction. Now, let me explain, right? My previous theory was that Baccano was Luffy's mother. That Baccano and Dragon, because obviously Dragon is a revolutionary, he is the head of the revolutionaries, that he would ensure that his wife, or the person that he was with, which in this case would be Baccano, would be shrunk down. And he used Bonnie to shrink Baccano down. Now, that was my previous theory, and it goes more in depth, you know. It goes more in depth with obviously Anne Bonnie, the real life pirate. Then it goes in depth with like Bonnie seeing, you know, Marineford and being like, you know, crying and whatnot, I'll never forgive you, and going up against Blackbeard, then, you know, going up against or then Akainu coming and saying like, when you escaped from our grasp and when you escaped from the government and whatnot, you know, I was terrified because, well, she was a revolutionary and whatnot, or she was part of the revolutionaries. So that was my whole thing, that she was part of the revolutionaries, and like she got angry at like Blackbeard and Akainu, Blackbeard, because obviously he captured Ace, who is, you know, who at that point was the quote-unquote brother of Luffy. And it's why we never actually got to see Bonnie interact with Luffy. Like not most of it, but like a lot of the other supernovas, they at least talked about Luffy, they hinted at Luffy. Bonnie never did that. So that's where my original theory was, that like she shrunk down Baccano at the age of about like 10-20 years, just so that she wouldn't be hunted by the world government at all times, and that Baccano was Luffy's mother. My theory right now, though, is a little bit different, and that's actually that Bonnie is Luffy's mother. Now, the last chapter kind of made it seem like she's either had a relationship in the past with Kuma, or she was part of his kingdom, or she was his queen. Well, because he was apparently a king of the Sorbet kingdom. So, from that perspective, I think that she's actually part of the revolutionaries, or in some capacity was part of the revolutionaries. And the reason why she is so concerned about Kuma is because she knew Kuma, she knew what was happening to him, she knew what is happening to him, and ultimately, you know, she is close to Dragon, and that's how Dragon knows what's going on with Kuma as well. Now, to go more in depth, I feel like that she might actually be Kuma's daughter, or Kuma's sister. More specifically, I'm leaning more towards the sister category, because obviously Bonnie, she can be any age, so I think that she's the same age as Kuma. And if you go back to like I think Kuma's was an SBS and Bonnie's was an SBS. So if you go back to like the SBS where we see both Bonnie and Kuma as a young child, they both look very, very poor. They both look pretty much like starving. Well, in Bonnie's case, not really starving, but more so in like poor clothing, you know, just like look very famished. And I feel like they might have been brothers and sisters. They might have had royal blood, but been brothers and sisters. And ultimately, you know, that's how that's why she feels, or that's why she's obviously right now at the reverie to get Kuma back, who is her brother, and that's how she got close to Monkey D. Dragon, who is Luffy's father. So yeah, the best theory ever. Not really. It's not really the best theory ever. There's not that much evidence to go off of it, to be totally honest. But the thing is, I do feel like there is a connection. Now, a lot of people have obviously made the connection of Anne Bonny, the famous pirate. Obviously, before Ace was born, there was a whole thing about if it's a boy, Ace, if it's a girl, Anne, whatever. And, you know, there's a lot of like little hints like that. Obviously, Bonny, a lot of people thought she might have been like something like Ace's, you know, sister, mother. not mother, because that's obviously rude, but like she had some sort of relationship with Ace. Some speculated, oh, she might have been a girlfriend. I think personally she was Kuma's sister, and I know it's kind of like headcanon, but I personally thought she might, now I think she might be Kuma's sister, and ultimately Luffy's mother too, and because she saw what obviously Luffy or what happened to Whitebeard, what happened during the whole war, what happened to her brother Kuma as well, obviously seeing how he essentially lost his humanity, during Marineford. I do feel like there is certainly something going on here. I do feel like there is certainly, I don't want to say she's a part of the revolutionaries, but she had a relationship with Dragon. How awkward would that be? Because we've never seen her talk about Luffy. We've never seen her mention Luffy. We saw her interact with Zoro, but never Luffy. We've seen like bits and pieces here, but we never actually saw her interact with a pacifista / Kuma on Sabaody. I thought that was very clever, but Oda now looking back. So, there is more to it. There is more to it, and that's my fear right now. It's headcanon. There is no real proof to anything, but still, it is the best theory you'll ever see. Or Im-sama is a girl, and that's Luffy's mother. Or Crocodile. Crocodile is always good. Let's say with Crocodile. Shall we? Nah. Bonnie, Luffy's mother. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Her name, I don't know what her actual name is, but is Jewel Bonnet her actual name? Is that a thing? And then obviously Dragon, her name being Jewelly Bonnie, her Dragon. Luffy being after treasure, being after the biggest treasure out there, the One Piece. Her name being Jewelry. Just saying. Her eating so much, we haven't seen Dragon eat much. Just saying. You've seen Garp eat that much, but we've not seen Dragon eat anything like that. We've not really seen Dragon behave like that. We've seen Bonnie behave like that. Not Dragon. Bonnie has. So just saying. Just saying. I'm just saying. So I will stop just saying things, and I will just state things. She is Luffy's mother. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect. I've already solved all of One Piece right now. I've solved it. I've solved it myself, ladies and gentlemen. I have solved it. Man, I'm smart, aren't I? IQ is over 10,000. Too good.